This week, we sign on a dotted line for a 2-bed scrapyard.
Can't even enter the back garden at the minute.
It's key collection time for our investor.
Come to drop some keys off.
And we find out if the squatters have finally moved on.
Hello. Oh, surprised the door's shut.
Can I call you Rose?
So the first thing is, Happy New Year, welcome back. Obviously, I seen you all yesterday. 2025 was such a big year for the Bulldog Property Group. We're seeing huge growth across both companies, and we're going to make sure that 2026 is even bigger and even better.
First thing, Preston, right?
We're transforming a 2-bedroom terrace property into Buckingham Palace.
So that list that you've got there, Led, what is on that list that you've got there?
It needs to be done for this Friday, otherwise, job starting in Westhoughton on Monday will overrun.
The pointing, clean up after the pointing, nearly finished, ready to drop the scaffolding.
So do you have, next to that list, do you have people's names?
I need to add all them.
Bled's been tasked with running the job up in Preston. He's done an excellent job so far, so I'm so confident he'll have it done for Friday.
Is the Preston job going to be done this Friday? No, definitely not.
It's got to be done this week, hasn't it? Yeah? Cock on the block?
I like Saturday.
Yeah, right, so that's good.
Do I expect too much from you?
Do you expect too much from me? Yes.
So did you do filling yesterday or not?
Yeah, sand it, and then she sand the hand as well.
Doris!
The dog in the office is Doris the Bulldog. She's my dog. She's the CEO of Bulldog Property Group.
Dog. Doris!
I just love her so much, especially when she slavers all over my face when I'm asleep.
Collecting the keys for another gaff on Friday down in Wigan.
So we're collecting the keys for a client based down in London who's bought a few properties with us over the past 12 months. This property itself is a 2-bedroom semi-detached buy-to-let property with not much work required, meaning we can get a tenant in there for her as soon as possible.
Anyway, that's where we're at. We've got Andy starting on Thursday, and then we've got someone called Charlotte starting next Monday who's going to be in the office.
First new starter we've got is Andy. He is a joiner by trade. He's got a wealth of experience within construction, and we need more hands on the tools to ensure that we keep on growing the way we have been doing. We've also got Charlotte starting, who is my property acquisitions manager. She's got a wealth of experience within property investment as well as mortgages, and she'll be finding all of the properties for the clients we source properties for.
Kim, you've been there, haven't you? You can vouch for how much of a shithole it is.
This Westhoughton gaff is a shithole. It's a 2-bedroom scrapyard filled to the brim with appliances such as fridge, freezers, previous owners' old socks and boxers, and we're going to be transforming it into a luxury 2-bedroom house.
So then we're going to have one big steel that goes across the back, new roof on the back, roof light in it, downstairs toilet, kitchen. Yeah.
Doris has also bought 9 flats in the centre of Wigan. The local news have named it the 14th worst property in the area. The squatters have moved in and they decided to set a fire going on the 2nd floor. And we're going to be renovating it.
So other than that, one thing we do need to do is take the tree down, Kim. I'll help you do it now.
Can I call you Rose? 'Cause you're sweet like a flower in bloom.
So we're going to head over to the Westhoughton job where we'll be starting the refurbishment on Monday. Bit of a backstory. So this has been bought by another investor friend of mine who bought it towards the back end of last year. He bought it outright cash and he wants to do a joint venture with myself. So this one specifically, he owns it outright. He bought it for £75,000, £75,500, and he wants to go 50-50 with myself. So the process which we're going through at the minute, even though we've got the keys and we're about to start work, he's got his solicitor that works for himself to make sure that he knows what he's doing in terms of allowing me to be the first charge holder. And then I'm also going to have a solicitor who I've appointed, because the last thing you want to do is spend a lot of money on a property and then someone turn around and sell it without you knowing, and then you lose thousands of pounds. So that's one that I bought 2 years ago. That one needed a bit of work, but certainly not as much work as what we're taking on with this one.
So this property needs a full refurbishment, including a lot of structural changes, and I'm here now to just scope it out for Bled, who is starting here on Monday.
Right, come on in. Oh my gosh.
I can't remember it being this bad the first time I viewed it.
It's already been ripped out, but there's no lights on, there's no heating on, it's freezing cold, and it looks like a dungeon. Coming through to the kitchen, this is where it's all going on. So there's quite a bit of work that's needed in here. At the minute, it's living area, kitchen. That used to be the downstairs bathroom. And although you might not think it yet, it will be a nice open plan kitchen.
When we initially bought the property, there was a tree growing in the kitchen. Now we've removed that, we need to remove the rear extension roof, install 2 structural steels, rebuild the roof, and then install our nice open plan kitchen.
Ah, you watch that, Alex. That's the old handrail, that. Watch that there. The guy that used to own it, he died sleeping in this bedroom, and he had no family, and the neighbours didn't hear anything for weeks, so nobody really knew what was going on. Then one day, the neighbour was walking past, and he actually seen a build-up of flies, so they broke the way in, and he found the actual previous owner used to be, well, he died in his bed here. Obviously a bit of a sad story, but pretty grim at the same time. But this is the front bedroom. We're going to be keeping this the exact same. We're going to be taking all these floorboards up. There's no point trying to piece it in. We're putting new 22mm chipboard flooring down, making it look nice. But again, relatively straightforward in here, not too much work to be done. So then the back bedroom, this is where it's all happening. The magic is happening. So at the minute, there's no bathroom upstairs. We're going to be putting a small bathroom up here. We're not exactly sure on the orientation of it yet, but it will be going somewhere up here. I think we just have a bath with an overhead shower, small bedroom, then a downstairs toilet. Right, let's go downstairs then, let's go outside. So just before Christmas, I did nip round, and neighbour come banging on the door. Are you the owner? Are you the developer? I was like, yeah, just bought it recently. She was like, well, you do know the house is causing my house issues. I was like, all right. She was like, upstairs, all my plaster's cracked. Downstairs, it's a bit damp. I was like, look, I've just got the keys. No, I even said to her, I said, look, we'll sort it out for you. Like, even though it wasn't our issue at the time, it now is. You know, we'll fix the issue for you, no problem. No. Don't want your help. I'll get the insurance to sort that for. Right, well, tried my bit. Queen in the country, eh?
If you've got bad neighbours when you're carrying out a refurbishment, it can be a real nightmare.
So the next door neighbour, he owns this, but he's lost the key to the lock on the actual system itself. So we've got no way of moving it.
Any small thing that can go wrong will go wrong.
This is our humbler board. This is it. So you can't even enter the back garden at the minute. Do you know what I mean when you say, oh, can we go all the way through? Not really, no. Not yet. The next step, which I'm going to be doing before I meet Bled, is getting a skip, hopefully getting it as close as we can down to the back here, so then we don't have to move or manually walk as far, saves time. Fill the skip, get rid of all the waste, and then we're going to start by taking the roof off the back.
If you think this one's bad, just wait until you see the property where the squatters have taken over.
Have you seen this, what I've just been sent? So take a look at Wigan's worst grot spots to tackle in 2026. Apparently our flats are in there. Oh dear. Seen this?
Did you say Wigan's worst eyesore?
Wigan's worst eyesores. One of the saddest relics standing in Wigan town centre. Former St Joseph's Church on Caroline Street.
So it's the 15th worst rated property in Wigan. I'm a bit pissed off, to be honest, that it's not the worst rated property in Wigan.
Once a beautiful building inside is believed to be where George Formby. Do you know George Formby?
You don't, do you?
No, I don't know him. Did he not do that
Cleaning windows.
cleaning windows?
Yeah,
Okay, now there's no windows to clean anymore, is there, I suppose?
So you went to church, you went to Sunday school?
Yeah, he went to Sunday school there. And to this day, his bell tower stands tatterly but proud on the skyline. It's a shame the building looks like it does, to be honest.
Look, you're here, innit?
That's it, yeah.
Sorted.
Bulldog Property Group.
Everyone's come so far has failed.
Yeah.
Not you, though, eh?
Not us. We don't fail. We've never failed, ever. I've never failed once in our life. Yeah, so we'll go and check it out, see if the squatters are still there. But we need to go up to Preston first.
No?
Yeah, right now.
Let's go then.
Let's go. How are we going?
Good.
Do you know once you've pointed it, do you need to like fluff and buff it?
No, just
No.
fill it in, cut it off, smooth it out.
Right.
It's gone much faster for two of us. I can try it.
Where do you reckon you'll be at by the time?
But today,
Yeah.
I reckon down to
Do you reckon you'll have it done today?
I've just turned up to the job. It needs to be done for Friday. And what do I see? Kim and Bled having a disco on the third tier of a scaffolding.
Right. Come to work, do you know what I mean? Work for us, we'll just set the fucking disco alight. A few beers in the fridge, Bled. So this property we have been refurbishing for a friend of mine who owns the flooring shop, which is just down the road. He basically owns the whole street. So this one came up for sale and he was like, instead of having a neighbour that's going to be a nightmare for his business, he thought he'll just buy it. So it was in a bit of a state. We've renovated it over the past few months. We're on to the finishing touches now. We're getting rid of all the waste this week and then we're taking it to the Westhoughton skip once I order that. But it was plastered just before Christmas, second fix just before Christmas. All the inside is near enough done. There's literally just tip bits to do. One thing which has fucked us up big time on this job is these doors. I don't know how old this door is, but we ordered them months and months ago and they've still not turned up yet. So if we don't fit the doors, we can't finish the architraves off, which is just going to push back until we can actually finish. So they're hopefully going to be here in the next week or two. Fingers, toes and bollocks crossed. But you can see now, we are ready for the decorator. We're going to be decorating all the house just in white. Again, this floorboard here, that needs fixing down. But not a million miles away. Bathroom done by our mate Champion. Not really much else to say up here. We should be done by Friday. If they're not, then heads will be rolling. But it's been a good job, this one. It's been a good job. Right, Bled. Kim. Bled.
Unbelievable. So we're heading over to the Wigan property now. I believe it actually started out as an old vicarage back in the 1850s and then it was converted in the early 2000s to a HMO, and then in 2008 it got planning permission granted to be turned into 9 flats. It was running as 9 flats and then it's had a few different owners. It's fallen into a state of disrepair and then the squatters decided to move in multiple times across the different owners, hence why it looks the way it looks now. I bought it for £225,000 and finally we can tell the squatters to piss off.
So as we step foot into the building, we have got in this area here the meter room. So it is 9 flats, hence we've got 9 gas meters. We've also got our 3-phase electricity which has been installed, but it's not connected up on the opposite side. So that's one of the first jobs that we need to do, so then we can actually get some light on in here. Making our way up the stairs. I thought someone was behind me then. So we'll start in the first studio apartment. We've got some smashed windows. I think every single window in this property has been smashed without fail. I don't know why people do it. It costs a small fortune to fix and it is listed. Coming through into the bathroom. Now you'd be wondering why on earth are there some tiles on the wall? Well, let me tell you. So the previous building contractor or the previous developer, he got this so close to being finished. However, the builder that he was using stopped turning up to site and then the squatters moved back in again. So he was so close to it being finished, the tiles were on the wall, the bath were in, you know, all the windows weren't smashed. They was getting so close, the walls were painted. The squatters then moved in and unfortunately ruined the gaff. Now this one in here is studio apartment number 2. So you might be thinking, what the f*** has happened here?
The squatters broke in, it must have been a cold winter's night and they needed a fire. So they set one going on the second floor, which has burnt through all of the floor joists, and it's also burnt through the third floor as well, causing us an awful lot more work.
The windows have been boarded up to stop people trying to get in. The rear chimney breast has been removed. But it's a really weird one because the actual wiring, it's not been complete, don't get me wrong, but there were sockets, there were switches, it's all been first fixed. It's just that the squatters have moved in and actually stripped all the cables for the copper, as you do. So making our way up to the second floor now. Then we come through to where the magic has happened. This is where the fire was started. Such a shame, really.
It's such a shame. The building's got a lot of history. It was so close to being finished, and now it looks like a bomb's gone off.
Coming up to the fifth and final studio apartment in this block, if you will. This one's actually in the roof space, so that every single window has been put through. However, when you break it down, a lot of what is in place is usable. The window's not been put through here. I thought it had been. So yeah.
Yeah, they've left us a window, but if I was them, I'd have done the job properly and put that one through too.
Hello? Kitchen. Fucking hell. Bathroom. You'll never guess it, but someone's actually set fire in here as well. Oh, so Daisy, the door's shut. We'll have to go around this way.
You can get your finger through the hole. You got that, Wilson.
That's true. Ugh.
So going into the back half of the building, this is where the 3 one-bedroom flats are. However, it's nowhere near as complete. There's some awful drawings all over the wall, and if I was to show you, then my YouTube career would be cancelled before it's even begun.
These stairs are a bit steep, but we will be keeping them, of course. Hello. Pretty decent sized single, double room maybe. Perfect for social housing is this property. We're making our way into the final flat now. So this is the 9th flat, the 3rd one-bed flat. Hello. Luckily no one's in today. Well, then again, you get the gist. So there's 3 one-beds, which are all the same layout. So you've got the living room, kitchen in here, bathroom in here. Again, it's crazy. It was already tiled, do you know? Whether we can salvage some of them, I'm not too sure. And then the final bedroom. It's quite a lot of work to do, but it's not for the faint-hearted. So this is where the courtyard area is. Making our way over the shit. This is what the previous contractor developer was using as his area to store waste. So you can see how much rubbish has gathered over the past few years here. Now, one thing which is funny with this property, yeah, anyone would think that when you purchase this property that you get this courtyard with it. That's not the case. This is actually owned by somebody else. This area of land is totally landlocked. When I say landlocked, you can't get it through there because somebody else owns that land. You can't get to it through there because I own that land, and yet he owns this piece of land and he's not willing to sell it.
So besides the land, we've also got 2 big issues. The first one is the squatters have gone this time, but we need to figure out a way of how to get them out there permanently. And we also need to figure out a way of how to fund the refurbishment.
I wanna play.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? How's it going in Preston?
Yeah, getting on alright. A bit slower than I thought, but yeah, I think with the way that I was being, we're a bit behind on the pointing where I thought we were going to be.
All right, so we're gonna be done for Friday then, or not?
Not sure. I'll be honest, I'm not sure.
Fucking hell, you're gonna have to pull your fucking finger out, you Welsh cunt, and get it done then.
I'm going as fast as I can, yeah.
No, I'm only joking.
Right, well.
Cock's on the block, mate. We need it to be done for Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hurry up. If not, I'll work on the weekend for you.
No worries, mate. No worries.
You little Go on, sorry,
Oh, so let it go.
So we're back in the office and I'm waiting for a very important phone call for one of our investors.
Hi Wilson, it's Rebecca.
Hiya Rebecca, you alright?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Jolly good. I have emailed you, but it was just to let you know that we've completed on some gardens.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you for letting me know. So next, we need to go and collect the keys for our investor, scope out what work's required before we can move a tenant in for her.
Let's try and find this key safe, eh? Where will it be? We always have this issue when people say, oh, we'll leave your key safe. But Where is the key safe?
Key safes can be a nightmare. We had a contractor last week who couldn't find one, so he went home and I still had to pay him.
Come on in. Is that the Black Hole of Calcutta?
So this property is part of our hands-free buy-to-let portfolio building service. We source properties for anyone who has surplus cash lying around and wants to get bank-beating returns without lifting a finger.
There we go. There we go. So here we are. This one's down in the WN2 postcode. I think it's a 2-bed semi-detached, if I remember rightly. It doesn't need much work doing to it. I mean, looking at the kitchen, the previous owner, he actually kept it immaculate. It used to be in the military. So you can imagine how organised everything is.
So this property is an ideal investment. It doesn't need much work, it's being looked after, and we can get a tenant in there ASAP.
There's all the back garden flagged. This is pretty typical of what we find for clients down in London. Again, nice back garden, easy to rent, ready to rent. I've been making money from buy-to-lets for years and years and years, and I do that for other people as well. The house is immaculate. 2-bedroom, double room, clean, low maintenance, ready to go, ready to rent. Let's make some money for our client.
So the property is in great condition. Let's pass the keys over to a letting agent who can take the pictures and get it up for rent. So here at Rutter Green, they've been going for 10 years. They're an estate agency and a lettings agency. They manage my portfolio as well as all of our clients' properties too.
I've just been accepted on one. I'm like a bank.
They've said, have they? Have they actually?
We've got 2 more.
Have we?
Yeah, so she's trying to get the best one.
Can Alex stop recording though so the girls can come out of the office because they're hiding?
Are they actually hiding in the office? Yeah, give over.
So since I've had this camera following me around, everyone just seems to be avoiding me and I have no clue why.
PISS, Property Investment Sourcing Service. Bulldog Property Group's main stream of income. That's what we do. Yeah.
What's the sourcing?
Sourcing.
Yeah, what's that?
Barbecue, ketchup, properties. We source anything you want.
Okay.
Sourcing. So we'll go out and find the investment for our clients.
Yep.
Yep. And then the service is part of the whole thing. We do everything for our clients, from finding the property to moving the tenant in and everything else in between. In other news, just had a phone call from Bled.
Preston.
Yeah.
You done it? Sorted?
Not too sure. We're going to have to go up and see him.
Yeah.
Make sure that everything's done. Yeah. And then also we've got a phone call. It's actually a rather important phone call to do with the funding on the Wigan grot spot.
Yep.
Yep, on the 9 flats.
Number 15?
Number 15. Your time is up. Preston, let's head up there, yeah?
I'll stay here.
Right. Lazy bastard.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, motherfuckers. Ledrick, how are we going?
Well then. How's it going?
How's it going?
It's going good.
You alright?
I'm great, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, fantastic.
Look at this, look at this.
Describe Wilson in one word. Knob.
How are we getting there?
Getting there.
Are we going to be done today?
A few hours tomorrow.
A few hours tomorrow, so we're going to be done this week.
Just that.
That's what we like to hear. That is what we like to hear.
How do you feel about Wilson doubting you?
I'd say he doesn't know what he's talking about. Just stick to computers.
I never doubted him for 1 second. I always knew he was going to get it done for this Friday. It's looking good though.
Yeah.
It's alright for you.
Describe Wilson in 2 words. Knobhead.
He's just called me a knobhead.
Get here, you Welsh bastard.
Hello.
Hello mate, not Wilson.
It is. How's it going? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Not bad at all.
Good. I'll just give you a quick call regarding the funding for the Wigan property.
Oh yeah, all good?
I
I know how this is going to go.
Quick couple things I just need to bring up. So I've had a look at what you sent over. Basically, Wilson, I will give you my honest news.
Right.
I don't think I'm prepared to put up that 200k.
Yep, knew it.
I just don't think it's worth the risk for us involved, because nothing on you, Wilson, at all, but you know how it goes. If anything goes tits up, we're in the red.
Yeah.
So I've got a slight counter offer, you see. So we're not prepared to put up the 200.
Yeah.
But we are prepared to put up 160. How does that sound?
That's not going to work. Shit.